The financial world is entirely about profit. But when a highly respected financial analyst and researcher comes along and actually considers the moral record of the companies he's rating, that's bound to shake things up. That's exactly what my next guest, Ronnie Moas, does when he evaluates stocks. Over the past few months, Ronnie's hit the mainstream business channels with full force to talk about his economic philosophy. Unsurprisingly, he hasn't exactly been met with open arms.
So, Ronnie, it sounds like you're calling for essentially a redistribution of wealth.
That's exactly what I'm calling for.
Are you a socialist?
I'm not a socialist, but I think it's obscene the amount of money that is controlled by the top 1 to 2% of the country compared to what the bottom 10 to 20% is controlling. They're sitting on tens of trillions of dollars. They could snap their fingers and wipe out poverty and bring everybody above $15 an hour.
So joining me now to discuss ethics in the stock trading world is Ronnie Moas himself, founder and director of Standpoint Research and creator of the website philanthropyandphilosophy.com. It's a pleasure to have you on, Ronnie.
Thank you for having me.
You've worked in the financial industry for a very long time. What led you to change your mind about the companies that you recommend people to invest in?
It was just my blood was coming to a boil gradually over a number of years, and I just reached my breaking point in December when I was in South America. And I heard about how Amazon's employees in the warehouses here were being treated. Jeff Bezos is sitting on $27 billion. The multimillionaire and billionaire shareholders of Amazon are sitting now on more than $100 billion, and the employees have nothing. And I just said enough is enough. I don't want to look at the S&P 500, which is the 500 biggest companies in the country. Let's just take 6 companies: Apple, Amazon, Walmart, CVS, McDonald's, and Starbucks. The multimillionaire and billionaire shareholders of those 6 companies alone are now sitting on more than $1 trillion. The shareholders have everything and the employees have nothing. Most of them are living in housing projects with not a penny to their names. I don't even want to talk about what the bean pickers in Central America that work for Howard Schultz have to their names. They have nothing.
Ronnie, I wish that people shared your anger. The world might be a better place. What else throughout your travels kind of awakened you to what was really going on?
Well, I've been in more than 50 countries on 6 different continents just in the last few years, and I've been in half of the states in this country. And the United States is not about Greenwich, Connecticut, the Hamptons in New York, and Beverly Hills in California. It's about Camden, New Jersey. That's a city that is striking distance from New York. You have 3,000 abandoned buildings there and not one movie theater. There's 200 open-air drug markets there, okay? And there's only 2 supermarkets. Kids 14 years old are going to school with guns for protection. They're living in rat and roach-infested neighborhoods with prostitutes and drug addicts on the corners. And everybody that at the top thinks that there's nothing wrong with that this system is good the way that it is. And it's not good the way it is. It's nauseating and sickening that we allow this stuff to go on under our noses and nobody's doing anything about it.
It's a really big problem when you have this country, income inequality is rising faster here than anywhere else in the world, Ronnie. That says a lot. And let's talk about some of the companies that you've blacklisted, starting with Amazon.
Well, I told you, Amazon is, you know, you have the day before Christmas, millions of people going to their computers, they punch in a couple of numbers on their keyboard, and the next day there's a Christmas gift waiting for them at their doorstep. And nobody thinks for 1 second, how did they get millions of packages overnight to all of these people in time for Christmas? It's because the employees at the warehouses at Amazon's facilities are working for $10 an hour. They're running around 10, 12, 14 miles on a shift. And Jeff Bezos is sitting on a yacht in the Galapagos Islands with his $27 billion. Nobody gives a damn about the workers and the service providers. If it wasn't for these people, Amazon wouldn't be where it is today. So why are they the last rung on the ladder? We have to start paying employees before the millionaire and billionaire shareholders are paid.
And what about Yahoo?
Yahoo, they fired their COO after 15 months of service. They fired him. He walked out the door with a compensation package that was more than $50 million. That's 2,000 times what an American soldier in Afghanistan is paid. It's 4,000 times what a worker at McDonald's gets paid. I don't understand. There's no level too low to stoop in a capitalist society. As long as there's a dollar to be made, if it means going to Bangladesh and having apparel sweatshop workers working for $1 or $2 a day, American companies will go there to get that extra dollar in their pockets. And it goes to the COO and all the people surrounding him.
What type of impact has this type of analysis had on the stocks that you're trading?
Well, nobody cares. So far, it hasn't really impacted the stock prices that much, but I'm in the first inning of a 9-inning ball game. And before all is said and done, people are going to start voting with their wallets instead of just voting at the ballot box when there's a presidential election. I'm going to change the consciousness and awareness of people. I'm going to, with the new website, make a push to have people be more involved in activism and causes like this, and they have to understand how powerful they are and how much damage they can cause these companies, because they will not change until they realize that it's more costly for them not to change. And when we start boycotting these companies and taking our money elsewhere, that's when they're going to change their ways. And they're not going to do it because out of the kindness of their heart. All right, they're going to feel it coming out of their pocket, and that's the only thing that's going to get them to change the way they do business.
Ronnie, you've set up a new website that you briefly mentioned called philanthropyandphilosophy.com. Talk about what the site's all about and what the redistribution of wealth it calls for would look like.
Yes, what I did is I'm sick and tired of hearing wealthy people making excuses for not giving money to charity. We're giving less than 2% of our money to charity right now. If we get that up to 4 or 5%, not only do we wipe out poverty in this country, we wipe it out in the countries in Asia and Africa as well. So what I wanted to do is I went through thousands of charities and I identified the 24 that I felt were doing the most amazing work. They're highly rated, highly ranked, highly regarded, highly efficient, honest. They're doing God's work. They're angels, and there is no excuse on earth not to go to this website and support some of these organizations that I'm promoting there.
And you're also calling for a higher minimum wage, a lot of things that it seems like no-brainers. I mean, across the world, I'm sure that you've traveled to many countries that do that. Why is there such an aversion to this kind of fair wage system here in this country? I saw the anchors at CNBC, they just couldn't believe what you were saying to them. It was like a foreign language.
The workers at McDonald's in Denmark get $4,000 a month and 6 weeks vacation, okay? The problem in this country is I can't go on ABC, CBS, and NBC what I'm telling you right now, because they're afraid that their sponsors, who are the companies that I'm attacking, will not pay for the advertising time anymore. The entire capitalist system is rigged. It benefits the people at the top, and it destroys the lives of the people at the bottom who are just serving the multimillionaires and billionaires that we have. And it's just a situation where now the top 1% in the world is sitting on $110 trillion. The top 1%, $110 trillion. The bottom half of the world population has less than $2 trillion, and they're living on less than $4 a day. The 100 wealthiest individuals in the world right now have more money than the bottom 3.5 billion. And anybody that can listen to what I'm saying right now and be against wealth redistribution is either selfish, greedy, immoral, disillusioned, just not willing to accept the truth and denying what the reality is.
And you're not talking about a communist takeover. You're talking about actual fair wages like the rest of the world almost has in all these industrialized countries. Ronnie Moas, we're out of time. Amazing to have you on. Founder, director, Standpoint Research. Keep up the fight. Really inspiring.
Thank you.
That's our show, you guys. Join me again tomorrow when I break the set all over again.